Hey guys, it's Gina. I am still trying to get through all of these layouts. I only made 3 layouts for National Scrapbooking Day, but that was on May 2nd, and today is June the 6th, and I'm finally getting around to recording the voiceover for the third layout that I made that day. And yeah, so I started this layout first, actually. It was my first layout that I made that day, and I really wanted to use this stencil that came in the Scraptastic kit. I think I'm using the May kit here. It had a lot of bird sort of themes in it, and I am going to scrapbook that picture that's laying on my desk right there. It is of a blue heron, and he is fishing. And unfortunately, don't look too close at the pictures because they're actually wrong. The top picture shows him with the fish, and the bottom picture and the second picture is right where it's supposed to be. But the bottom picture is where he's actually looking for the fish, and then the top picture is where he has the fish. So they're kind of going in the wrong order, but I just went with it because I didn't want to go back and redo all of the, I didn't want to re-edit the picture and all that kind of stuff. It's fine the way it is. So I'm going to use some gel medium with this stencil and some of this Liquitex Basic titanium white paint, and I'm going to mix them up. And I think I'm over looking for a paint for paper plate or something to put that. There you go. Something to put that gel medium and the paint on. The medium is clear when it goes on, and I'm showing you the one that I'm going to use there. I bought this like sample pack from Golden of like it's got coarse texture and gel and all kinds of stuff in it. So I mixed it with a little bit of white paint because it's clear otherwise. So I wanted to make sure that it was you know it had some color to it. I'm using that cardstock that came in the Scraptastic kit as well. I'm going to use that as my background, and I'm going to run these feathers. And I'm not the cleanest person doing this. Had I thought about it, I probably would have used a more viscous gel medium because this one was kind of a little bit too runny, especially after I mixed the acrylic paint in it. So you'll see here that I got paint on the side of my little feathers here. I wanted the dimension of the gel medium, but I probably should have used a coarser one or one with more viscosity so it wasn't like liquid. So what I decided to do was just take the leftover medium and paint that I had, and I'm just going to create like a box of where my main layers of this layout are going to lie. So then I'm going to put that on the side, and I'm going to let it dry. And then I'm going to clean off my stencil first, and I got this idea from Irite, and I cannot remember her YouTube name, but I love her. She does lots of mixed media kind of stuff. And this is how she cleans her stencils. She sprays it really well and then just wipes them off with a paper towel because quite honestly, if I don't clean my stencils off right away, they don't get cleaned because, I just put them on the side and keep going, and then they dry with all this gel medium and stuff all over them. So I'm cleaning my paintbrush off the same way. That probably wasn't a good idea. I probably should have stuck my paintbrush in water, but okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Right there I showed you the texture of the feathers. So I let that dry, and I actually went on and did the next layout, and I had it on the same video clip recording, so it got a little jumbled in the middle, so I'm going to apologize for that. I'm going back through all the papers that came in this kit, and I'm actually going to use a polka dot. I'm going to cut my picture down first, because when I printed it out on that 4x6 paper, it actually obviously, it left some additional, the border was too big. So I trimmed that down, and I'm trying to figure out now what I want to frame this out with. And I picked this diagonal paper, so you get the black and white border around the picture, and I really like that. And then I'm going to use this polka dot, so it's got some black polka dots and it's got some green polka dots on it. And I'm actually not going to use that yellow polka dotted paper. I thought I was going to, but then I decided to do something different. So, I'm actually going to cut this. That's interesting, because I don't use it at all. Do I use this piece? I'm looking at the final layout now. I don't use that that yellow paper at all, but I'm playing around. I do actually use, no. Yes, I use that chevron paper that you see there, but I'm not going to use it. That's the way I'm going to use it, right like that. I'm going to use it on the vertical and not the horizontal. And then I'm pretty happy with my layers here, even though I'm going to try to see what else I want to put behind it. And it's going to end up looking just like that. I'm very happy with the way that looks. I'm going to add some other things later, but for now I'm happy with that. And I'm going to just start looking at the embellishments that came in the kit. Most of the supplies that I'm using on this layout came in that Scraptastic kit for May. I think it was called Darlene. That little bird absolutely did. And if you want a full list of all of the supplies used with this layout, you can head over to remembereveryday.com. That's my new website with my friend Shelly. And she will have the blog post posted with this video, and I don't do blog posting anymore. It's fantastic. Shelly takes care of that. All I have to do is make videos, write some descriptions, and then Shelly puts it up on the website. I love it. But she will have the full list of the supplies over there on the website, and that is remembereveryday.com. All one word, remember every day. Okay, that was my advertisement. Back to my layout. I really wanted to use these feathers on the layout, but right now I'm not sure where. And I'm looking at this cut apart piece of paper, and I just have, you see that little purple sticky on there? That's just telling me what kit I'm working with. And I don't even have those stickies on the bags anymore because I've gotten so many kits, and I haven't been scrapbooking. Y'all know the story. I got this new job. I'm traveling a lot more now. My weekends are crazy. It's just my scrapping time has been limited, but with this new website that Shelly and I are launching, or it's launched, it's already up and ready to go. But I'm gonna try to make it more of a regular thing, so we can have posts up on the website regularly instead of like this being this huge, chasm of nothing. So I cut apart this I cut this 4x6 card, this yellow 4x6 card, out of that cut apart paper, and I'm going to use that as an additional layer, and I'm going to actually use it to anchor my title. And my title is going to be this little sort of play, it's kind of a joke towards my husband and his brother and father. Because the blue heron actually is catching fish, and when they go fishing, they don't have a whole lot of success. So my title for this layout is going to be "I am a successful fisherman." It's just kind of like a jab, if you will, against my husband, his brother, and his dad, because they're just not very good fishermen. I tell them that if, fishing was called catching, then I would go more often. Otherwise, I get bored. So I'm trying to figure out here how I'm going to fit all of these words on this 4x6 card. And obviously it's not 4x6 anymore because I layered it underneath a picture. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use these. These are Scraptastic stamps that I purchased. The stamps don't come in the kit. You have to order them separately, but I really like this font, so I ordered these, and I'm going to stamp the word successful. It's not all going to fit perfectly, but it gets on there pretty well. I'm going to stamp that across this little white strip there. And as you can see, the L's gonna kind of go off the side just a little bit, but that's okay. You get the gist of the title there. And then I'm going to use some crepe paper, smaller letters to put the word fisherman. At first I thought I was just going to leave it "I am successful," because I wasn't sure how to put an A on there because it looks kind of weird. But then I really wanted to focus on the fact that I'm really making a jab at my husband for not being a very good fisherman. So I definitely wanted to put the word fisherman on there. So that will come up a little bit later. I put that bird on there, and then I just did it there, and you saw it a little bit ago as well. I colored all of the edges of all the papers on this layout with black soot distress ink, just to because the layers are very light colored. So I wanted to add some definition, and one of the ways that I do that is just to add, well, one of the ways a lot of people do that is just to add some distress ink around the edges, and that's all I did there. I added a flare badge there that says "All Mine," and I'm playing with these clips that are not, it's actually not going to end up getting put on the layout. I have a hard time with those clips. Like, I can't ever make them work. But I knew I wanted to use these feathers, so I'm going to try to figure out a way to make that work. I like this little heart die cut that came in the Scraptastic kit, so I'm going to put that on there. I do a lot better scrapbooking when I just paste things down as opposed to like trying to plan or something. That doesn't work for me. So here I am. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what's going to fill the space between that bird and these feathers, but I'm just going to go with it, and I'm going to paste it all down, and that kind of works for me somehow, because then I work through, like, okay, I want these feathers here, and then I have to figure out how to make that work, and it may take a little bit more time, but it kind of works for me. I just like the whole, I just kind of go with my gut, I guess. And if it looks good to me, then I throw it down on that piece of paper and let it go. So these two little flower bows, excuse me, came in the April kit for Scraptastic, I believe. And I used one of them to kind of corral the feathers together. And then I used the other one just for balance on the bottom of the layout, because I had that yellow card, but not a lot of yellow on the layout. So I wanted to make sure that it didn't look like the yellow in that 4x6 card was just sitting there on its own. I'm going to use these two little gold hearts that are in that Simple Stories I Am collection just to frame out that All Mine flare a little bit. I thought that I'm going to use these those what are they called, enamel dots. They actually had little gold hearts in them, so I had the gold hearts around the All Mine, and then I just added two of those enamel hearts on each of the bows. And here I'm going to use these crepe paper stickers to spell out the word Fisherman, and I'm also going to use that font to put the A after the word M. And it does, I'm still not happy with how that A looks, but the title is then complete, because without that little A there, I can't remember off the top of my head right now what that part of speech is called. Those words. What are they called? Oh, my brain just completely went blank. I have no idea. It doesn't matter. This is not an English lesson. And here's where you'll see that the spacing between those feathers and that bird and how it shapes down there looks kind of odd. So I'm working my way through that, and I'm looking for some stuff that I'm going to stick down there. I have a basket on my desk of things that I've opened and I've used and I want to get rid of. So I always start there where my embellishing is concerned, because I want to get them used. Those supplies that I have on my desk, I want to use those up first, so I always go through that basket first before I go back in my stash and look for other things. And I'm still just looking around. I don't know what I'm going to do in that spot. I'm going to put this little globe here. It really doesn't have anything to do with the layout, but globes, you know, they kind of work with everything. I don't know. I'm not one to typically just stick things on the layout, but that globe was kind of calling to me, and I liked the way it looked, so I just put it down there. There is that little 3x4 card that was on that cut-apart sheet, and I just wanted the part that said True Story with the date and reference, and I'm going to put that down next to that globe so it says True Story, and that's where I'm going to stamp my date. And where it says reference on that card, I'm just going to use a word stamp, a roller word stamp, I think from American Crafts, and it just says Happy Memories. And then, I don't know what I'm going to do after that. I'm not very good at these roller stamps. I get ink everywhere. And then I have a list of what all the words are on every one of those stamps, but I never look at it. I always just go through and look at the stamps themselves, and it takes much longer than if I just pulled my list out and looked at them all, but that's the way I work. I'm going to do some journaling underneath this bird, and it says, unlike fishing with the Huminski men, I only needed to observe this great blue heron for a few minutes before he caught a keeper. No tall tales here, just the, and then it goes into that True Story. So, like I said, it's a little jab at my brother-in-law, my father-in-law, my husband. Although they did go fishing recently, and they actually were quite successful. So here is a final look at the layout. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back next time with something new. You guys have a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.